Racial nationalism makes no sense. It survives on a kind of intellectual sleight of hand. It takes something real and pride in your own effort, your own achievements, your own character, and quietly swaps the subject. Instead of, I worked hard and built something, it becomes, my race is inherently superior. That's not an argument. Here's at the core of what they're doing. They're idealizing themselves, then projecting it outward. Here's what's actually happening psychologically. Someone looks at their own traits, discipline, intelligence, work ethic, and instead of just owning those as personal qualities, they reach for a bigger canvas to paint them on. Race is convenient because it's inherited, visible, and feels stable. But the moment you do this, you've stopped talking about yourself and started making a claim about millions of people you've never met, based on nothing but the fact that you share a category with them. This is the tell. Race nationalists rarely say, I am disciplined, and that's admirable. They say, my people are disciplined. That's not humility or pride. It's outsourcing your self-worth to a group identity so large it can absorb any amount of contrary evidence. On another note, the idealized race of racial nationalists doesn't actually exist. Any group large enough to be a race is also large enough to contain the full range of human behavior. Brilliant people and lazy people, industrious people and criminals, geniuses and fools. Averages get thrown around, but averages describe populations, not individuals, and they collapse the moment you actually meet one person from that population. The racial nationalist has to constantly edit reality, celebrating the exceptional members, excusing or ignoring the rest, to keep the myth alive. That's not describing a race. That's curating a highlight reel. The traits that actually determine whether someone contributes to society, intelligence, work ethic, integrity, adaptability, are not distributed by race. They're distributed by individuals, shaped by upbringing, environment, effort, and circumstance. You can find every one of these traits in every combination in every population on Earth. If the traits that matter aren't race-bound, then organizing your worldview around race is organizing it around the wrong variable entirely, like sorting a bookshelf by cover color instead of by what's inside the books. Racial nationalism comes about through a misguided angle. The ideologies of racial nationalism survive on cherry-picked statistics stripped of context, crime rates without socioeconomic controls, IQ comparisons without accounting for test bias, environment, or historical access to education. None of this holds up once you control for the actual causal variables. But racial nationalism isn't built to survive scrutiny. It's built to feel true to people who already want it to be true. In the end, we should judge people by what they actually do, their character, their effort, their choices, not by an inherited label that tells you nothing about the person in front of you. Racial nationalism doesn't just fail morally, it fails as a basic model of how the world works.